toilet?
Oh, yeah.
You guys called in live with your craziest stories. This is episode 3 of the OKOP hotline. Call 440-508-6567 if you want to get on the show.
She said she liked me.
So this is my friend Cam. Cam is like a talented musician, and so we're going to be like performing some songs for y'all later in this episode. This is a musical episode of OKOP. So see that's his dolphin voice.
That was actually just my singing voice. Surprise!
I thought it was going to be better.
Are you proud of me that I was sent home twice from the hospital and ended up giving birth to my child on the bathroom floor in the middle of a blizzard?
I'm very proud of you.
Hello?
Hey, Joe, this is Sam from OKOP.
And guest host Cam from OKOP.
Oh, hi.
We want to hear about your hospital story, but first we want to play you a song that we wrote specifically about your hospital story.
Oh, I would love to hear it.
All right. You ready?
Absolutely.
When
Joe came to the doctor's door, she was turned away to the hardwood floor. I can't believe that's what they put you through. Obstetrician's wrong, not once but twice. It was his job to protect your life. He must have made you question if you were truly pregnant, truly pregnant. Truly pregnant, that guy's a dick. Joe, it took us about 20 hours to really nail down the lyrics for that song, but
We've been practicing for years.
we're happy with the result.
Those harmonies are beautiful.
And the bad news is they weren't meant to be harmonies.
Joe, I need to hear about this hospital story. So how did this all start?
Funny enough, I was working on my house to move into at the time, and I had jokingly said to my brother, like, wouldn't it be so funny if I went into labor today? And we went into the house to work on it, and then within 15 minutes, I had my first contraction. So I went to the hospital that night. They told me that I wasn't in active labor, that I was fine because I'm very physically disabled, so I'm used to being in a lot of pain. So I was like joking with them and walking and talking through the whole thing. So they just kind of assumed I wasn't in labor, or that it was like Braxton Hicks contraction.
But just because you're a badass and can handle pain, they're like, I see the baby's head, but she's not in labor.
Apparently, they gave me a shot of morphine and sent me on my way. And I was like,
They sent you out of the hospital
Yeah.
while you were having contractions?
Oh, yeah, I went home that night. Went to bed.
And what was their only, they were just like, gut reaction, you're not in labor, trust us. Is that all that happened?
Yeah, exactly. They were like, you need, everything's fine. Just go home. It'll calm down eventually.
And you believed them?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Your gut reaction was not the same.
like, see, I didn't believe them in a weird way. Like, I was like, something's not right, but like, I'm not the doctor here, so I have to just assume, you know?
Okay, so you went home, and then when did you stop trusting the doctor's gut reaction?
So I actually had to go back the next day because they didn't stop. Still was 4 centimeters, but was 100% effaced, which means my uterus is ready to give birth. And they still said, no, you're good. And they actually put the sensors on the front, like on my stomach. And I had almost all back labor. And I asked them, like, hey, can we put the sensors on the back? And they said, no, it'll sense your back cramp in the front.
How are these doctors still employed? Where did they get their medical degrees? I want names.
Out them.
Out them. Say their names.
And see, after this entire experience, I was just happy I was okay, and so was my kid.
Oh, well, that's what really matters. That's what really matters.
Okay, Joe, so the biggest question, are you sure the child is yours? no, I'm...
Considering it came out of me and my mom caught her, I'm going to say yeah.
Your mom caught her?
Oh, yeah, because my mom was there. I was living with my mom at the time. She was like, I don't know what they're saying. They're saying it's Braxton Hicks. And so I was in the bathroom thinking, like, I just got to go to the bathroom. That's what's going on. And yeah, pushed and it was not the bathroom. It was my kids. So my mom had to kind of jump in and play paramedic for a sec.
Did you almost put your baby in the toilet?
Oh, yeah. And I had specifically said
Great
that
for the
day,
immune system.
like I specifically said that day, like, hey, I see all these people like on TV having their babies in the toilet, and I really don't want to be one of them. And I almost was. It was an almost instant baptism.
Instant baptism.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad that your baby was not born into a toilet. Although, again, great for the immune system.
Yeah,
Great for the immune system. Your baby would not have gotten COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Sterilized immediately.
Were you just really thankful that your mom was with her? I'm sure that would have been terrifying on your own.
Yeah, my entire family was there. So it was very scary, but also very intrusive, and not the way I wanted that to go.
And how were you feeling during that process? Were you scared, happy, just filled with joy? Like, or how were you handling that? Because I would have been terrified.
I would have been freaking terrified.
Yeah.
I probably would have passed out.
Yeah.
I would have had a toilet baby for
Yeah.
sure.
I just very much remember my mom lowering me to the ground and me just going, I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. And then it was like,
I know better than the
just
doctors.
blackout, just blurry. And they're like, Mom, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Great. Awesome. She good? Cool. Like, I was so just frozen.
Oh my
Joe,
goodness.
this story has the ability to help people. Because you're saying that you knew about all these toilet babies. I don't know if most
people
mothers know about toilet babies. And I think I wouldn't
and if
even.
you can save one toilet baby from this story, then it's worth it.
Then we're
so
doing a good job.
donate now.
just about
1
to
cent
say.
can save 100 toilet babies.
to 1-800 hospital baby.
Call in now to 440-508-6567.
6562.
Well, Joe, I really appreciate you calling in with your story. Also, what is your baby's name?
Her name is Charlotte, and she's a
Charlotte.
almost 5-year-old
Oh.
now. So
Oh, Charlotte.
And
Happy
Joe,
birthday in
happy
the
birthday.
future.
Mhm. And also, Joe, Charlotte has the best story any
Oh, yeah.
newborn can ever possibly have, and it's only going up from there.
absolutely, my family always said I have a flair for the dramatic. So they're like, of course, your baby in the world like this.
Well, Joe, thank you again so much for calling in and sharing your story. If you have any more, please call in again. And we'll talk to you very soon. I really appreciate you listening to the show.
Absolutely, I'm a big fan, and thank you for calling me back. It was fun to talk to you guys.
Of course.
Much love, Joe, and also it's so cool that you are so cool that not once but twice you convinced an obstetrician that you were not in active labor. I'm sure you're such a pleasure to hang
Freaking
out with.
badass,
yeah,
yeah.
so
And I have
badass.
no clue how I did it. I really don't. I believe I could have convinced him I was in more pain.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Joe, we'll talk to you soon. Keep being a badass and spread joy to everyone you meet.
Will do. Bye.
All right. We're going to do an encore of the song. You ready? When Joe
Came to the doctor's door, he was turned away to the hardwood floor. I can't believe that's what they put you through. The obstetrician's wrong, not once, but twice. It was his job to protect your life. He must have made you question if you were truly
pregnant, truly pregnant, truly pregnant, truly
prize a dick.
Am I the asshole for going no contact with my biological father? Basically, every time I would go and have like a lunch outing with him, and I would drive the hour and a half, he canceled 5 minutes before we were supposed to meet.
Oh.
And a whack.
My name is fuck it.
Well, I mean, yeah, this is like, who cancels 5 minutes before? That's such a move. Also, what is what is a respectable amount of time to cancel?
I
before?
think, honestly, before the other person starts driving.
Yeah.
There is
At the
no
very
way.
least.
And if you disagree, comment down below. We're going to find you. We're going to find you in the comments.
To you and then tell you we're going to drive to you and then cancel 5 minutes before we get there.
Yeah. Or we're going to get you to drive to us.
Oh,
and then we're going to show up.
Hello?
Hey, this is Sam from OKOP.
And guest host Cam from OKOP.
Hi.
How's it going?
Trying to not die.
That is what we're all trying to do. We wanted to ask you about your situation with your biological father, about the voicemail that you left.
I forgot I did that shit.
Are you ready?
And also, we both thought it was so cool that at the end of the voicemail, you went, also, I'm that was that really made us happy.
Yeah, add a little personality flair to it, a little spice.
I don't give a fuck, to be honest. I'm just over it.
We can tell.
Basically, my mom and my dad officially divorced when I was like about 12, right? They've been separated for a couple of dozen years before that. So he then ends up with his current like fiance, girlfriend, not really marrying type situation. She had a kid before, and then they ended up given birth to my little sister, who's like 3 now, right? As this was going on, we would make plans and like try to meet up. And I understand that life gets in the way, but at some point I have to like pull a plug because he would cancel. He lives like an hour and a half away from me, right? So that's like quite a distance. And every time we would set up a time to meet, he would cancel 5 minutes when like literally, like, I was right there at the restaurant, and he called me. He's like, just don't come. And then he hung up.
Wait, so like, you traveled like an hour and 30 minutes, and you're 5 minutes away from the restaurant, and he cancels 5 minutes from there.
Yeah.
Dick.
I was way too nice. Let's be fucking honest. That happened about, like, I would say, like, 10 times, maybe.
10 times? What did he say when he canceled?
I would cry in my car, go get a Starbucks, and drive home.
But did he say anything like when he canceled? Like, was he like, I can't make it because blah, blah, blah? Or is like, I can't make it, bye.
It would just be, I'm busy. Don't come. Angela made plans.
Angela being the girlfriend fiance.
Yep.
Wow, what a Roy.
What a Roy.
What a Roy.
Recently, he had texted me asking me to come over tonight, actually, to watch his kids because he and Angela had reservations, even though previously I had let him know that my work schedule comes out monthly. I'm not able to like rearrange it like that.
Yeah.
So, and when I told him no, he started pulling, I asked very little of you. Fuck that.
Oh, you asked me to drive an hour and a half every time, and 10 times you totally canceled on me.
And have you expressed your hesitations with this situation?
Like, exactly, yeah.
The only reason I'm hesitant to like fully cut him off is because I still want to be able to interact with my little sisters.
But have you said that you're disappointed in him and like how he's treating you?
Specifically for his lack of communication when you're driving out to meet him.
He'll try to pull the whole I was a single dad bullshit. He didn't actually raise me. I went over there it was like every other weekend, and half of the time I would never go over.
Why?
Because he just had other plans.
So he's been doing this for my
decades. Entire life, not gonna lie.
Okay. Do you think this is a new fiance being like, hey, you need to spend time with your new family, or do you think this is coming from him?
I think it's coming from he wants to impress her and be a man that he's not, I don't think, qualified to be.
Do you think like have you ever tried to have like a sit down conversation with him about all of this and just be like, hey, like this is what
I've tried. He will talk over me, and I'm unable to get a word in. And every time when I was a kid and he would raise his voice, I would shut down and just not respond. So that's a traumatic response.
Right.
And it's one I just haven't broken, unfortunately.
I want you to like respond to what I'm saying and critique it. Would you consider sending some sort of text where you say everything that you need to say, where you say, hey, Dad, I'm actively trying to reconnect with you because I value having you in my life, and I would like to have meals with you or meet you on a regular basis. And it is really important to me, but from the way that you're responding to me trying to see you more, specifically being canceling when I'm close and not communicating or committing to plans, I find that to be very hurtful, and it seems as though connecting with me is not a priority. And I just want to figure out where your head's at. Have you considered some sort of text-based communication like that?
I thought about it. I'm going to be honest. I haven't really texted him in like a month, except for this last conversation this past week. I've just stopped.
I mean, obviously you have every right and like every reason. He's given you every reason to restrict and stop contact with him. I think he's shown you repeatedly maybe he isn't putting in the effort that you need and that honestly that you should expect. But I could see like one last text like this that just really puts everything out there. Almost like this is what I need if this happens again. Like these are the reasons that now I am, not going to reach out anymore.
And I also think what's important in considering whether you do that is, regardless of him, what do you want out of your relationship with him? And I'd be really curious to hear that.
I would like to be able to like actually interact with my sisters. I think I just want a dad.
And when talking to you, one thing which we didn't lead with, but we want to make sure we lead with, you are not the asshole.
Yeah, you are not the asshole at all. Like your dad is being a massive dick. And like even you thinking like, how can I have a relationship with my sisters? Like that shows that you're putting your relationships, like the relationship that means something to you, above everything else, above all the hurt that your dad's caused. So like that's like, I think that shows a lot.
Yeah.
Have you tried talking to Angie as well?
Angie, she'll put on a smile to your face. Like I'll tell her something in trust, right? Trying to build that bond, trying to build that rapport. I'll tell her to like not tell anyone else or tell like my dad, for example, for like a reason. And then she would go tell him. And then me and my dad would have a conversation after where I feel very uncomfortable.
Oh.
Is Angie the asshole?
Yes.
That really sucks. And it sounds like Angie is not someone that you can confide in and trust. It sounds like your heart is in the perfect place. You want to be there for your sisters and you want to establish a better relationship with your dad. I think as far as your dad goes, it could be. And obviously, whatever you're feeling, you have to trust your gut in complicated situations like this. It could be worth expressing exactly how you feel over text in some way.
Yeah, because like I think the thing that's hard about going no contact is if you go no contact with him, it might be pretty hard to establish contact with your sisters.
Would be no contact with them because he would pull that card. And I know he would.
But we have a little gift for you. We made a song about your voicemail and we want to play it to you right now.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Your siblings love you, that won't ever fade. Those circumstances may cast you in shade. Keep channels open, reach out when you can. Your love's resilient, they'll understand. You're not an asshole. Your sisters won't be young forever. If you wait, you will be together. Just make sure to tell them you love them. You are not an asshole. Are you the asshole?
No!
All right. Thank you.
We hope you love that adaptation of Lucy in the Sky.
We worked very hard on it. And we're wishing you all the best to you and your sisters. And thank you so much for calling us.
And you have such an awesome and warm heart. And it sucks the position you're in, but you're doing the right things. And I think trying to stay resilient through it all, knowing that you're doing the right thing is what's really important. And it sucks about the lack of communication, because communication in situations like this are what is most important.
Yeah.
All right. Have a
Much
great
love.
night. Much love.
All right. Night.
Good night.
Night. You are not an asshole.
I feel like she was getting a little emotional at the end a little bit too.
Yeah.
That's a hard situation, dude.
Really hard situation.
But I feel like what you said at the end, it's just like she just got to keep trying, because that's all she can do. She can only control, her end.
And it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
And the dad is not making it easy. The fiance not making it easy either. But Bella, stay strong. You have a big heart.
And we were kind of smiling and joking through the song, but the lyrics of the song are genuine advice.
And it's good advice.
Yeah, good advice. Make sure you tell your sisters you love them. Make sure you tell all the people that you care about you love them, because expressing how you feel is the one thing that you can do.
Yeah.
Am I the asshole for not accepting my ex's apology after her aunt died?
Rough timing.
She's cheating on me. She then posted to her private Facebook that I had raped her, and it was gruesome. I would love to explain more.
Is that forgivable? Like accusing someone of like sexual assault? I don't think I would.
I think forgiveness is super different from getting back together. And I think it's clear that accepting her apology would mean a lot to this person who we cared about so much.
What should we call him?
Yeah.
Hello? Hey, this is
Hello?
Sam from the OKOP show.
Oh, what's up, Sam?
Can we ask you a couple questions? Also, what was your name?
My name's Nathaniel, bro.
Okay, nice to meet you, Nathaniel. So, how did you first find out that she was cheating?
She kind of admitted it. So I was a police officer in Mississippi where I live, and it got like really crazy one night, like really, really, really crazy. And I was like, man, I don't see myself like doing this for the rest of my life. So I came home and told her, and then eventually she was like, okay, well, I'm on my way to your house. And I was like, okay, cool. And then she got there and she was like, can you come outside real quick? And I was like, yeah, I can come outside, babe. What's up? And then she was like, sit down. I need to tell you something. And I was like, okay, what's up? Like, is everything all right? She was like, I cheated on you.
Were you like, I want to break up with you right now? Like what was going through your head, or were you just in shock?
I was just in shock at first. And then she was like, yeah, I'm telling you this to get it off my chest. And I just sat there for a few minutes, like, and it started dawning on me, and I started having like a panic attack and everything. And she was just like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you. Then she got in her car and left.
And so you're just like sitting there alone.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and then my grandma, because I was staying with her at the time, like I said, I was 21, and she came outside. She was like, hey, are you okay? And I was like, I think I just got dumped and cheated on. I'm very confused and like really upset.
All of the same. Like,
After a 12-hour work shift too.
Yeah, dude, you had a rough night.
Dude, it was so beyond rough. So like 2 weeks later, she calls me and she's like crying. And then she was like, the guy at the hospital dumped me. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, she was like, after you get off your shift, I saw you in that store, that working part-time. I'm glad you got back on your feet. Can we meet up?
Did you want to get back together with her at that point? Like when she called you, were you like, oh, like I missed you? Or were like, why did you even meet her?
I don't know, like closure, I guess. I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm going to meet up with her because I want to be the bigger person. I don't want to be like petty and like, so I met up with her on the beach and we talked for like 2 or 3 hours, just like kind of going through the motion. And she eventually like hit me with the question, like, is there any way we can get back together? I was like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm sorry you're going through this, but I think it's better that like we just be mutual acquaintances.
Good on you for holding your ground too. Like this is like, I mean, I feel like it can be hard to like end a relationship and keep it ended.
And did any part of you want to get back together with her at that point?
Small part of me did, but I was like, you know, like as much as you loved and cared for this girl, you really like should respect yourself a little bit more, because who's to say she doesn't just turn around and do it with someone else or a friend, you know. And I was just like, you got to respect yourself. Look, don't let your second head take you.
Yeah. Exactly.
And from there, like a few days later, I got a panicked call from my cousin Danny, and Danny was like, dude, did you see what she posted on Facebook? And I was like,
oh, this is oh no. And you thought like before this moment, when you had met together and talked for a couple of hours, like, did it feel like you ended on good terms, even though you didn't get back together?
Yeah, it felt like really good terms. I was like, you know, like for a breakup after 2.5 years and knowing this girl for a day, like this went really smooth. Like, I'm proud of you. And like,
I'm out of the danger zone. It's all smooth sailing from here.
Nothing can go wrong. Boy, was I wrong. I saw what she posted. So I got on Instagram and I contacted her. I was like, hey, why did you say I like abused and like, let's just say the R word, because I know you guys run a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, why did you say all that stuff? Like, we were good. Everything was good. She was like, I don't have to explain myself to the likes of someone of you. And then she just blocked me.
Wow.
Oh, now I'm upset again. So all the way from April until August, she texted me, like she unblocked me, and I got a message. And it says, hey, I feel horrible for what I said and what I did, and I can't express how sorry I am. I should have realized that how that would impact and make you feel. I hope one day in the future we can be friends. I understand if you can't accept this apology, but I just wanted to get it off my chest. So
but you lost friends, and like she like destroyed your reputation over this. Like it's not as simple as
I lost friends.
Hey, I'm sorry how I made you feel. Like this had ramifications.
Yeah, it like really screwed with me, because I had like friends I had known all throughout high school who were just like, dude, I can't believe you do some stuff like that. And I was like, you guys know me. Like, I've known you guys for years. I would not do anything like that. You can't just believe what people post on me online or on social media. Yeah, well, if she said it, it must be true, because she's never lied to me before. And I was like, dude.
Objection, hearsay.
Okay.
And at this point, you had kind of socially recovered. You felt comfortable again when she apologized for the things that she had said online. When she sent that apology, were you in a good place again?
Yeah, I was in a good place. I had started like the CDL school, like I applied for it and had to wait a few months. And I was like, I really don't know what to say in this moment. I thank you a lot for apologizing, but a lot of information has been relayed to me by third parties, and the abusive and toxic and R-word allegations just don't sit well with me. But it's the next message that really messed with me. She was like, I was kind of a bitch, not gonna lie. But the real reason she apologized is so her aunt went to New Orleans, and the last thing she said to her aunt was something really mean. And then her aunt went to like New Orleans and passed away. So then it kind of like dawned on her, like, if I say mean things to people, the last thing, and then they disappear, I can't apologize. So
she had like this like realization come to Jesus moment. And now she's like, I guess I got to apologize to everyone that I've wronged. It's like almost like she's apologizing out of a place of selfishness rather than to repair what she's damaged. I guess like my question to you, why don't you ask her like, hey, can you release another Facebook post saying what you've said to me personally? You're not going to be able to restore my reputation completely, but maybe you could help by saying what you said was false.
You know, that's a good question. I've never really like sat down and thought about it, but I was just kind of like, in the moment after we got done with the whole conversation, I kind of thought to myself, I was like, it's done. It said, even if she apologized or even made a claim that was like what I said was wrong or fake, I'm still going to have those friends who said nasty, mean things to me. It's going to be like, how can I trust you again if someone doesn't say something else and you're like, well, now I'm back on the bandwagon of hating you.
Yeah, no, it's like, it's hard to establish that trust again with the friends that went against you.
I lost a lot of friends over that. I even had family jump me over that.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Nathaniel. So, I mean, but like maybe it would help a little bit, just like at least for her actually doing something to help rather than something to destroy or just empty words. Like maybe this is like the penance she needs to do for her to like go on her own journey of actually remedying the things that she's up. And then also like I think it could have some like positive effects on you. Like it seems like she might be open to apologizing publicly. I know this is a long time ago though.
I mean, it's been 2 years though. Would it be really worth the time to try to like drag up old memories at this point? I mean, I've moved on. In those last 3 years though, I've gotten married. My wife is in the background. Say hi, Mackenzie.
Hi, Mackenzie.
Hello.
Hi, Mackenzie.
Congrats. I'm so glad it's a happy ending.
You found a good one. Nathaniel's awesome.
Nathaniel's a buzz.
Yeah, no, everything's great. Like it was 9 months after that I met Mackenzie.
Wow.
Like, and we started talking and everything was going well, and then we got married as of July 29th of this year. So it's been 3 months and everything's been smooth sailing.
Yeah, I guess like, you know, maybe if it was a little closer to the actual event, it would have made sense to do. But like, I think you're living, you know, almost like a completely new life, and it's like, it would probably cause more drama to bring this up and cause more pain.
And also from what you've said, it seems as though every time there's an apology, it comes from when she's at a low point and she's trying to feel better, or Em was trying to feel better about herself. And it almost seems as though, and any apology was never really with you in mind. If you're in a good place and the apologies aren't really doing anything for you, and it seems as though the apologies are only rooted out of some sort of selfish motivation, I don't know if that is really an apology. You know?
No, that's a good point. Like, what is an apology? Mm-hmm. And like an apology isn't just meant to make you feel better. Yeah. It's meant to actually do something good.
Yeah, an apology is supposed to be, in my opinion, like a mutual thing. Like, hey, I did wrong. Let me apologize and like kind of repent for this situation. Not a backhanded like, I did wrong, but something else happened, and now I feel bad for what I did to you, and you shouldn't feel bad. So let me apologize. Like that's not an apology.
Yeah, agreed. Well, I'm glad that your life seems to have gotten a lot better since then. And congrats on getting married. That's huge, Nathaniel. And also, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your story. I really, really appreciate it.
No problem. I'm a big fan of the show.
Well, Nathaniel, thank you so much. Please, if you have another story, call us in and we'll talk to you very soon. Later.
See you, Nathaniel.
Later.
Wait.
Not bad.
I love our community, dude. Isn't it? Like, it's so sick
that
just
was
like
super
talking
special.
to people. Yeah. Oh man. It's like, hearing about people's lives and actually getting to interact with them and give like advice and like feedback, like in person, it's just,
Also, hearing the details of that story just filled in so many blanks from the voicemail.
I know. There was like, we had so much that we just didn't know. I mean, you can't pack it into like a 2-minute voicemail.
Oh, I know.